We're coming! Uh-oh.
Darth Malak.
Down you go!
Uh-oh.
I hope you weren't thinking of leaving so soon, Bastila. I've spent far too much energy hunting down you and your companions to let you get away from me now. Besides, I had to see for myself if it was true. Even now, I can hardly believe my eyes. Tell me, why did the Jedi spare you? Is it vengeance you seek at this reunion?
Trying to figure out which part of his statement is more confusing. Don't overthink, just gut feeling it. Okay. Reunion, what are you talking about?
What? You mean you don't know? All this time and you still haven't figured it out.
I know, I'm a little dense, okay? Leave me
I
alone.
wonder how long you would have stayed blind to the truth. Surely some of what you once were must have surfaced by now. Even the combined power of the Jedi Council couldn't keep your true identity buried forever, could it?
The Jedi do not believe in killing their prisoners. No one deserves execution, no matter what their crimes.
The Council would not normally accept an adult for training, but this is a special case.
They say the Force can do terrible things to a mind. It can wipe away your memories and destroy your very identity.
Tatooine. Kashyyyk. Manan. Korriban.
Haven't seen that vision yet.
Revan visited each of these worlds searching for clues to reveal the hidden location of the Starforge.
The lure of the dark side is difficult to resist. I fear this quest to find the Starforge could lead you down an all too familiar path.
Did he say familiar?
What
I react to
greater
that at the
weapon
time?
is there than to turn an enemy to your cause, to use their own knowledge against them?
Wait a second. I was about to say something really dumb. I was about to say, are you telling me Revan was a girl this whole time? Huh. Well, shit, now I do feel dumb. I'm guessing that's at least one of, if not the primary spoiler that everybody kept telling me to avoid, right? Bum, bum, bum. Holy shit. Okay, I have to ask. Did any of you guys figure it out on your first playthrough? Because on the one hand, I appreciate them going back and showing me the hints. Although I didn't remember that one guy saying all too familiar path. It could have been that I was reading chat or something and missed it. But I appreciate them. Uh-oh, I think my game just froze. I appreciate them going back and showing me the clues that were planted all along. There's a spoiler that has been largely spoiled, but I won't perpetuate the spoilage. In Dragon Age Veilguard that I also missed completely, but I had to go back and replay the game in order to see all the little hints along the way that I missed. Son didn't figure it out. Mitchell didn't figure it out. Okay, I feel better. Thank you, guys. Game lays it all out right in front of your face. Yes. And then freezes, apparently.
You cannot hide from what you once were, Revan.
Oh, here we go.
Recognize that you were once the Dark Lord, and know that I have taken your place.
I think the difference between these two options here, for me, comes down to, or at least for what my character would go for, comes down to whether that set of scenes was supposed to be me remembering, like, memories, or whether he was, like, giving me visions. He was giving me visions, but I know that some of those things were actually said because I remember them myself. I didn't remember the thing about Sith not taking, about Jedi not believing in executing prisoners or something like that. I didn't remember that part. I remember the guy warning me about following the paths looking for the star maps, but I didn't remember him using the word familiar. Who knows what memories are in that head? Fair enough. I'm Darth Revan? How is that possible? Uh-oh. Oh, 100% Mitchell. I hope it was a good reaction because...
You do not yet remember,
Goddamn.
Revan. The Jedi set a trap. They lured us into battle against a small Republic fleet. During the attack, a team of Jedi Knights boarded your ship. The Jedi strike team captured you, and the Council used the Force to reprogram your mind. They wiped away your identity and turned you against your own followers.
For some reason, the option that says, "Do you mean I'm really your master?" That's pretty funny. Son says, "Great reaction." Thank you. I'm glad. Sometimes when I'm thinking really hard, it doesn't, like... If I'm thinking really hard, it doesn't always show on my face. I kind of just look blank-faced, so I'm I'm glad that it was visible, because what the fuck? I feel like anybody with half a brain for strategy would understand why the Jedi wouldn't just kill me if they had an option to reprogram me instead. That makes a lot of sense. Oh man. Now my actual memory is flipping through much less clearly than the game did, but all the many times that everybody who was a Jedi or affiliated with the Jedi even came back to points about resisting the dark side. I thought it was just because I was being trained as an adult, so they couldn't, like, program the Jedi morality into me from, like, childhood or something. Nope, that makes all sorts of sense now. And I hope I get a chance, it won't surprise me if I don't, but I hope I get a chance to tell Bastila that I don't find her nearly as annoying with this context. It was way more annoying having her question my dark side, light side scale when I didn't know. Now that I know, it makes a lot more sense. It seems a lot more reasonable and a lot less nitpicky. That third option is really funny, but I mean me. I mean, that hits. That's basically what I mean. How did they capture someone as powerful as Revan? I mean me.
I helped them, Revan. I always knew that one day the title of Dark Lord would be mine. When the Jedi strike team boarded your vessel, I saw my day had come. I ordered my own ships to fire on your bridge. I thought I could destroy all my enemies with a single glorious victory. I never dreamed the Jedi would take you alive from the wreckage.
Okay. Now I'm thinking back to the vision I had when we first landed on Terrace, I think it was. Bastila fighting Revan, I mean me. There was something else he said that really made something click in my head, but then I promptly forgot it again. Maybe if I go with this option, he'll say something else that'll remind me what it was I was about to say. Why did you betray your master?
You mean why did I betray you, Revan? You are the one who taught me the ways of the Sith. The strongest must rule if we are to survive. You knew I would one day challenge you for supremacy, but you underestimated me. I acted sooner than you expected and seized the Sith throne with a single brilliant stroke.
Now I'm trying to think of how many people know. Obviously the entire Jedi Council. Obviously Bastila. I'm guessing Saul Karath knew too. I'm guessing that's probably what he told Karth. If you read it all, you absolutely need to read the Darth Bane trilogy. Into the story, and it's written by one of the writers of this game. Ooh. Definitely have me intrigued. Hold on. Well, this is how I take notes of things people say in chat during stream that I want to remember. Take a screen snip of it. Save it to my desktop to remind me later. Why wouldn't the Jedi simply kill me?
The Jedi are fools. They do not believe in executing prisoners. Originally, I assumed you had died in the battle. Imagine my surprise when I found out you were still alive, Revan.
The audiobooks for those are masterful. Awesome, because it'll probably be the audiobook that I go for, so that's good to know. Bastila, is this true?
It's true. I was part of the team sent to capture Revan, to capture you. When Malak fired on the ship, you were badly injured. We thought you were dead. Your mind was destroyed, but I used the Force to preserve the flicker of life in your body. I brought you to the Jedi Council. They were the ones who healed your damaged mind.
I assume by the memories I have means whatever I don't really know about her backstory. I think she said something at one point about, no, every time I've told a backstory, it started as being a scout for the Republic. So Hopefully I get to ask both, but I want to start with that one. Partially because I have no idea what memories I do have. Memories I have, where do they come from?
The Jedi Council didn't restore your wounded mind, Revan. They merely programmed it with a new identity, one loyal to the Republic. They tried to make you their slave.
Mitchell agrees with the audiobooks being masterful. Nice. Seconds the recommendation. Creator helped create a lot of the setting of KOTOR, and they take place after. Nice. I assume this would have been mentioned if it was a thing, but I assume there won't be any spoilers for KOTOR 2 in there. Or should I wait until I've finished both? No spoilers? Okay, cool. Just checking. That moment was insane, and I'm still kind of wrapping my head around it. So, if there's anything like that in KOTOR 2, I would not want to risk it. Both of the questions seem a little dumb, but I still want to see, because even if the question is dumb, they might say something I don't know. Maybe a brief mention of the main character, but nothing other than that. Okay. But why program me with another identity?
We couldn't simply restore your true identity. Revan was too dangerous. But locked inside your mind was information the Republic needed, the secrets of the Starforge. The Council created an identity for you, a soldier under my command. Your subconscious memories were supposed to lead me to the Starforge. There was no other way to get the information.
They made you their puppet, Revan, and Bastila was the handler pulling your strings.
She looks a little distressed about it, honestly. She's probably worried I'm gonna go full evil in a snap. But what if I remembered who I really was?
That was a risk the Council chose to take. I had to try and draw out the secrets of the Starforge. It was our only hope of stopping the Sith. There was no other choice.
All right, Mitchell. Sleep well. I'm glad you enjoyed it too. Thanks for hanging out. And thanks for the book recommendation too. I'll definitely check that out. Why you, Bastila? Why did the Council choose you?
I used my Force powers to heal you on that bridge. We share a bond.
Oh,
I
okay.
convinced the Council I could use our bond to draw out your memories and lead us to the Starforge.
Tell the truth, Bastila. You wanted to taste the dark side for yourself. You knew the only way the Council would permit you to explore the Sith's power was through Revan's lost memories.
No. I wanted to help you, Revan. I thought this mission would redeem you, that it would atone for your past crimes. How else could you be saved?
Yeah, I was avoiding the "you lied to me" option because really, what else was she gonna do? I mean, obviously she had to lie to me about it. But I was feeling a little bit betrayed up until Not this, but the previous thing she said. Because in a funny sort of way, I mean, she undeniably saved my life. Like, it sounds like there was no question that I would have been dead if she hadn't done something about it. Even if she just left me there, it sounds like I would have been dead regardless. And I've met the Jedi Council. To be fair, just keeping me alive and trying to redeem me probably wouldn't have been enough motivation for them to continue to keep me alive. I feel like, given that side of it, I can't honestly say that she's no better than the Sith, because obviously the Sith, who, from my understanding, was kind of my friend and also my own apprentice, was helping them try to kill me. So, you know, on the one hand, Bastila saves a stranger's life and also uses them to her advantage while trying to, like, redeem them from past evil. On the other hand, the Sith took advantage of an opportunity to shoot a friend in the back. Clearly the one is better than the other. I understand, Bastila. You had no other choice. The only hesitation that I have with that first option, and it's not enough to make me go with the second, but part of the motivation of me basically giving her the "it's all good, I don't hold it against you" signal is because she did have another choice that she didn't go with. She did have another choice, and it was the easier one, and it was the more certain one for the safety of everybody. But she saved me anyway. That's the bigger reason, I think, why the rest of it, the using me and the... Because he's not wrong. They did sort of make me into a puppet to try and, like, lead them to the thing. And I understand why, but I put that part on the Jedi Council. I mean, given how impulsive Bastila self-admittedly is, I have a hard time imagining that she was standing on the bridge of a ship that was actively being shot at, with her enemy almost dead at her feet, and actually going through all these strategies. I'm guessing that she probably went with her good person instinct, saved Revan, and then started realizing all the potential benefits of that, possibly somewhat overlapping those two. And then, even if it was her idea, use me to lead them to the Starforge, I have no idea if she even knew that the Starforge existed before that point. I mean, maybe she did, but... given what she says up here, I get the distinct impression that the motivation was to save a life and try and redeem someone. And the rest of it was convenient arguments to get the Jedi Council to see it her way. Even if I'm wrong about that, though, I think this is enough just genuine goodness for the sake of goodness that I can't really hold the rest of it against her, honestly. Because, I mean, it worked, didn't it? We've gotten, what? 4 star maps? We've gotten all but one of the star maps, however many that is at this point. Whoa. I understand, Bastila. You had no other choice.
Forgiveness, Revan? You are weak. I was right to betray you. You are not fit to rule the Sith. A small part of me has always regretted betraying you from afar. I always knew there were some who would think I acted out of fear, that I did not want to face you. But now fate has given me a second chance to prove myself. Once I defeat you in combat, no one will question my claim to the Sith throne. My triumph will be complete.
Well, that told me a couple of interesting things. First off, there are people questioning his right to the Sith throne. That's an interesting little tidbit. Also, can I take that first sentence that he said and put it on my, like, Jedi resume or whatever? Like, stated by Darth Malak himself, not fit to rule the Sith. Can I stamp that on my Jedi resume of goodness? Triumph, Malak. You seem to forget that I'm still alive.
The Jedi Council were foolish to let you live. I won't make the same mistake. We shall finish this alone in the ancient Sith tradition. Master versus apprentice, as it was meant to be.
Oh, fuck. I was about to say, but I have friends, which is more than you can say. This is not good, though. God damn it, I'm not even at full health. I'm close, but not quite. Oh, I remembered a question I was going to ask earlier, but I think the game already answered it for me. I'm guessing it didn't matter how long, or like how quickly I got here, or how long it took me to get here. I'm guessing he shows up regardless, right? Trying to remember what that other thing was that clicked in my head. Sorry, I was scrolling up and kind of skimming, and like Darth Malak, and then it's swoop racing is very popular, despite the roots it has in the underworld culture. Right, a little bit out of context there for a second. I don't know what it was. I'm really curious what would have happened if I told Bastila she was no better than the Sith. Like, you get to switch sides? I'm mostly curious because of this line from Malak. Small part of me has always regretted betraying you from afar. I'm curious if that would have resurfaced if I had acted more Sith-like. Yeah, okay, what do I need to boost myself with here? I'm actually really glad that I only used the one battle stimulant before. Or hyper battle stimulant. Ooh, 70 points total. Energy, sonic, cold, heat, electrical. Yeah, let's equip that. Feeling I'm gonna need all the help I can get here. Alright. Of course he resisted. I'm not even surprised. Whoa. Oh, come on. That's cheating. Now who's the coward? Of course I can't move now. Just giving a second for my horse to recharge all the way.
On it. Damn!
Oh, come on. He went to the hangar bay.
On it. Damn!
I don't even have the option to bash it.
On it. Damn!
Oh. What was that? Okay. Not boosted anymore, am I? But too long running around in the hallways.
This isn't over, Malak.
Your friends do not give up easily, Revan. You always could inspire loyalty. But even the three of you together cannot stand against my power.
For the Jedi! I'll hold Malak off. You two get out of here. Find the Star Forge.
No, Bastila, he's too strong. No! The door's sealed. We can't get past. Come on, we have to get to the Ebon Hawk.
What about Bastila? We have to help her.
Bastila doesn't stand a chance against Malak, but we can't help her. Not here. We have to get off the ship and find the Star Forge. That's the key to beating the Dark Lord. Bastila sacrificed herself so we could get away. We can't let her sacrifice be in vain. Come on!
I know. You sound sad. Me too. little muse up in here. I don't like this. I don't like this at all. It's no good. Not good at all. This is like, Mom, I don't know what you're talking about, but I'm sleepy. Is it about dinner time? Oh, you about ready for some dinner? I'm hungry, buddy. You're so cute. Hmm? Why are you so cute? Thank you. Nope, I'm not dinner. We can get you some though, okay? We'll get you some right now, alright? We'll be right back. I have promised the kitty cat dinner. And how do you say no to a little cute face like that? Right back. Okay, sorry about that. I'm guessing I really don't have a choice, do I? I had him too. Right up until I didn't. Leave it to this to cheat though, I suppose. Oh no, are they gonna make me do point defense again? Right now? Come on, man. This never goes well.
Incoming fighters!
lucky. All of them? Sheesh. I feel like that gets harder every time, but I don't think it actually does.
Where is Bastila? What happened on that ship?
We ran into Malak. He would have killed us, but Bastila sacrificed herself so we could get away.
You mean she's dead?
Bah, Malak won't kill her. Don't be foolish. He'll want to use her battle meditation against the Republic. Turn her to the dark side, and the Sith will always be victorious.
I just found out she saved my life, goddammit. How do I... Seconds after finding that, she sacrifices herself to say it again. How am I not supposed to want to go back for her?
Not so fast. We've got a bigger issue to deal with here. They deserve to know the truth about you. Do you want to tell them what Malak said, or should I?
Well, leaving word in your dead card, there's definitely the Sith option. Oh man. My overthinking has found a new philosophical question to overthink on. What is it that makes you someone? Because if it's tied to certain characteristics, then it's safe. I mean, it's fair to say that I'm not Darth Revan anymore. Nor do I ever remember being Darth Revan, so I feel like the first one is more accurate. Honestly, I would be more torn if the second option was I used to be Darth Revan. But that's not who I am now. I mean, especially since I don't remember ever being Darth Revan. Like, if I had, like, weirdly 2 sets of memories or something, maybe, but since I don't care what Malak said. I'm not Darth Revan, I'm Nadai Sankari.
Revan? What are you talking about? Is this some kind of a joke?
No, it's no joke. The Jedi Council captured Revan and erased the Dark Lord's mind, programming in a new identity. Saul Kareth told me on the Leviathan, and Bastila confirmed it.
You're Darth Revan? This is big. Do you remember anything about being the Dark Lord?
Technically, only the visions I shared with Bastila, too, right? Or... the vision I had on Dantooine of the 2 of them approaching the cave with the star map or whatever in it. That one was also shared with Bastila, wasn't it? Oh, I'll be honest with him. Small bits, if you can call it that. A few strange dreams and visions, that's all.
Just a few flashes. That's it. Nothing more? Then I don't think there's a problem.
Thanks,
it
Mission.
seems to me that if you don't really remember anything about being Revan, then it doesn't really matter anymore. You are who you are now, right?
Of course it still matters. How do we know more memories won't come flooding back? How do we know Revan won't suddenly turn on us? The whole time we've been chasing after Malak, we've had his old Sith master right at our side, listening to our secrets, hearing our plans.
I appreciate Mission's perspective on this. I can't say I'm honestly surprised by Karth's. Trying to balance between understanding or at least the gentle approach versus the truthful approach, which is, could it possibly be more obvious that I had no fucking idea about any of this? Like, does it really matter if I was listening to your secrets and hearing your plans if I had no idea who I used to be? Karth is a cat in the water of betrayal. Whoa. Oh, that is such a beautiful analogy. And such a vivid mental image, too. That's hilarious. I love it. What I want to say is blame the Jedi Council for this, not me, because clearly I had no control over the situation nor any knowledge of it. It also kind of points out that obviously they knew and thought it was still safe to send me with you, so what the fuck are you bitching about? Although, I can only imagine that he thinks the only reason I've, like, been quote-unquote under control this whole time was because I had Bastila pulling my strings or whatever. I kind of feel like option 2 splits the difference between the hey, this isn't my fault problem or answer and the I'm sorry, I wish this wasn't true, which my biggest qualm with that first one is that it doesn't point out that I had no control over any of this. If anything, I'm sorry makes it sound like I had any idea. Like, literally, what else could I have done? I have known nothing of anything that's going on. So, apologizing for something I knew nothing about just feels icky. Disingenuous or wrong, both. I'm not the Dark Lord anymore. I'm Natai Sankari. I'm one of you.
I don't see the Sith Lord standing here. I see a friend who's been with us through thick and thin. Remember, Malak's the one who tried to destroy Terrace.
I agree with Mission. I swear a life debt to the person you are, not to the person you were. Thank you. Big Z, thank you for that. I love you for that.
Big Z and I will stick by you. We owe you our lives. We won't desert you now.
How can you say that, Mission? The
Love you
Sith
guys.
bombed my homeworld, Revan took away my family, and destroyed my life.
Everyone knows it was Malak who gave the order to attack your people, Karth. You can't blame Revan for that.
I suppose you've proven yourself to be a friend of the Republic by your actions so far, Revan. But can I trust you? Can any of us?
You could, I mean, start by not calling me that. What about you, Jolie?
What about me? I already knew who you were, though it wasn't my place to tell you. Better off that you know, if you ask me. Does it change anything? I'm not here to judge you. You'll do what you have to do, and I'll help if I can.
Apparently even the hermit, who has spent the last 20 years in the Shadowlands of Kashyyyk not talking to basically anybody, knew. I really was the last to know. Jesus Christ. But I appreciate his perspective on it. I don't know whether I'm more flabbergasted by knowing that even the most recent addition to the crew, who wasn't in contact with the Jedi Council or anything as far as I'm aware, somehow even he knew. But also appreciation for his take on it. I do appreciate that. What do you think, Candace?
You defeated the Mandalore clans in the war, Revan. You were the only one in the galaxy who could best us. We had never met one like you before, and never since. How can you even ask if I'll follow you? Whatever you're fighting, it will be worthy of my skill. I'm your man until the end, Revan. No matter how this plays out.
Well, damn. I feel... Funny enough, I feel like I earned 10 times more respect from Candace just for being Revan than I have for anything I've done while he's been with us. What do you have to say, HK?
Commentary. I am experiencing something unusual, Master.
Why? What's happening?
Answer. My programming is activating my deleted memory core. I believe I have a...
Don't tell me you were my droid all along.
...that is restoring it, Master.
Everyone be careful, there's no telling what this means.
Observation. That is unnecessary, Master. My intent is not hostile. I am receiving no combat override commands.
Okay.
Observation. My homing system is a function of my assassination protocols, that which I told you had been deactivated. This system was not. It seems that the homing system deliberately restores my deleted memory core upon returning to my
He was my droid all
original
along.
master.
How many credits did I spend for him again? Because that seems... Now I feel like I got cheated out of them. You mean Revan?
Affirmation. Correct, Master. Sith protocols maintain that all droid knowledge be deleted before assassination missions and restored upon return.
That makes sense.
I have returned to you, and my full functionality is now under your personal command. It is a distinct pleasure to see you again, Master.
Apparently Revan is also worthy of more than just skin bag. Distinct pleasure indeed. Did he say he found me? He said he returned to me. If he said he found me, I missed it, but that seems like a semantic argument regardless. It does make a lot of sense. It still seems remarkably coincidental, but... I'm curious what he'll do or say if I tell him I'm not exactly Revan anymore, or if I point that out. Only because the only reason I think there's a chance it might make some kind of difference is because he didn't recognize me when I bought him, and he didn't recognize me all this time. It wasn't until I knew who I was that he figured it out. Which makes me wonder if I renounce my Revenness, for lack of a better phrase. Maybe it'll come up later. It does kind of make a lot of sense, actually.
Observation. Indeed. I do hope we shall have the chance to engage in combat together again soon, Master.
Wow. What are the chances of that happening?
Remember, we're talking about the Force here. At this point, Malak himself could drop out of the sky and I wouldn't bat an eyelash.
Good point.
He ain't wrong, though. You won't abandon me, will you, T3?
I knew the little guy would come through for you. Droids don't hold grudges.
Alright, moment of truth. Malkarth, will you stand with me against Malak?
Well, the others seem to trust you, and I don't see any other way that we can stop the Sith. And I suppose that Malak is the real enemy here. I really don't have any other choice, do I?
It would be funny if I came back with the Sithiest option possible. You're right, you don't have a choice. I'm in charge here. Debating between those first two options because this sentence he didn't call me Revan, but he did the last time he talked. But I have a feeling that this one is probably going to come up again. The whole I told you I'm not Revan anymore. I have a feeling that's going to be a thing that's going to come up again for a while. Won't let you down, Karth. I promise.
I want to believe you. You've proven yourself time and time again during our mission, but this is a little much for me to wrap my mind around.
So far, he's shown very little capacity for recognizing humor. However, I feel like this one, again, depending on how it's said, it could be a nasty, well, how do you think I feel? But it could also be a, yeah, how do you think I feel? Hopefully it's not the nasty one, because it kind of nicely drives home the point of, yeah, this is news to me too. Hi. No shit. You know? I feel like that's an important thing to keep reminding him of at this point. Hopefully it comes out rueful and overwhelmed and not nasty and snappish. How do you think I feel?
This must be even more of a shock to you. I don't know how you even keep going.
Okay.
I guess we both just have to find a way to push forward. Don't worry. I won't let my personal feelings get in the way of my assignments or this mission. But don't forget, I've sworn an oath to defend the Republic. As long as this mission stays on course, I'll stick with you. But I won't let you betray the Republic under any circumstances. So I guess that's it then. We keep going. We've still got one more star map to uncover if we're gonna find that Star Forge and save Bastila, so let's do it before it's too late.
Pretty sure I would have sworn an oath to Republic too, right? I mean, I was a scout for the Republic. There's probably an oath involved in enlisting. Even if I wasn't enlisted in the, you know, traditional methods. Wait a second. I knew there was somebody missing from that meeting. How come she didn't get a say? A little afraid to hear what she's gonna have to say. I have a feeling she'll be more... I don't know. Because on the one hand, she feels indebted to me for bringing her back from the dark side herself. But on the other hand, given how much she glorifies the Jedi, it also wouldn't surprise... And also the fact that we know she has a bit of a temper. It wouldn't surprise me if she's a little bit more on Karth's end of the spectrum, although I don't think anybody is going to be as extremely on Karth's end of the spectrum as Karth is, but...
How can you possibly be Raven? The Jedi whose troops saved me on Taris. It was Raven, leading an army out to defeat the Mandalorians.
Oh, unless that, I guess.
I knew when I heard that you had become the Dark Lord of the Sith, that something was wrong with it. The woman who saved me, who I have come to care for, could never go completely to the dark side.
Well, shit. Take it back. Because when I was talking about that, I was talking from the perspective of literally everybody else present, except maybe Jolie, but he didn't say it, so it doesn't count, that Revan was like this famous Dark Lord of the Sith. That's basically his entire reputation. That's all anybody knows him for. I somehow managed to completely forget that he was legitimately a Jedi first. That part... Wait a second. So if I went from being presumably full-fledged Jedi to Dark Lord of the Sith to Jedi Padawan, I feel like that's a significant demotion. Seems weird. Although, to be fair, it would have been weird if they'd made me a full Jedi straight out. That would have been suspicious as hell. Savior, conqueror, hero, villain. Hopefully reverse those last two and it'll be a summary of Revan's life. Savior to conqueror to villain to hero. Actually, there's one step missing there. Savior to conqueror to villain to confused to hero. I feel like the confusion arc was long enough that it deserves its own marker in the timeline. I feel like Juhani might be the one person with whom I can kind of explore the concept of having been Revan instead of having to constantly remind everybody, well, and Jolie too, probably. Actually, now that I'm saying that, that's not really fair. because Mission was the first one to be like, oh, you don't remember? Okay, that's good. You're good then. Still, though, I guess to rephrase more accurately, Juhani's the only person I know who has any good memories of Revan. So I feel like she's the one person who I can like mentally open the door to thinking of myself as Revan and like try and reconcile that in my head, if that makes sense. As opposed to everyone else where it's better to just double down on this is who I am now and I don't know who that person is, if that makes sense. I don't know if I got that thought out clearly, but hopefully I did. I regret any of the harm I may have caused.
It is good to know that you have truly changed. It gives me hope. I do not think now that I will fall to the dark side. I only have to look at you and follow by your example, and there is no way I can fail.
I'm sure overconfidence can also lead to the dark side. But so can underconfidence. I keep forgetting that romance is a thing in this game until Juhani starts dropping things that might have been flirty. I think she's the only one. I think she's the only one who's said anything to suggest that she could be romanced. I don't even know who the other romance options are. You will do fine, Juhani.
That is especially meaningful, coming from you. I will never forget what you did for me, even if you do not remember it.
Well, I'm glad she at least acknowledges that I don't remember it, because it feels a little cheaty to take credit for something I don't remember doing. The end of this. Juhani has taken the news of your past rather well. She believes that the good in you she knew as Revan could never be fully extinguished. You should not abuse her trust in you. I wasn't planning on it, but fair enough.
Got something on your mind, do you?
Do I ever? Why did you leave the Jedi?
Who said I left the Jedi?
You did. Said you weren't a Jedi any longer.
Well, technically I was only a Padawan. Not that that makes a difference to most, but as for the Order itself, no, I never left it. It left me.
What do you mean it left you?
You know what I hate? Well, lots of things really, but I'm old and easily annoyed, but that's besides the point. What I really hate are how most people view the Jedi. Everyone thinks that the Jedi are perfect, that they can do no wrong. They think the Jedi Council is completely incapable of injustice.
I'm debating because that last option, if taken as good-humored teasing, is really quite funny. You perfect? That's a laugh. Although it's on the bottom, which makes me think that it's probably more serious than I would prefer. I certainly don't think that.
I guess you aren't as stupid as you sometimes act. No
Gee,
doubt
thanks.
you've been on the receiving end of Jedi justice at least once, eh? And I'm not even talking about how some of us fall to the dark side. No, that's plenty indication of our fallibility, but it's something else entirely. No, I'm talking about how more than often not, your average robe-wearing Jedi can try to do the right thing and still be completely wrong.
Nobody can be right about everything.
That's true, but it's not what I meant. I guess I'm not being clear, am I? Come to think of it,
Not
I don't
usually.
have to be clear. Someone my age is entitled to ramble, damn it. But for your sake, I'll try to explain. I'll tell you a little tale about a Jedi master I once knew. Hortath, I think. Or was it Horthoff? I could never get it straight.
Go on, I'll listen.
Where was I then? Oh yes, Master Hortath. He was a kindly old Jedi who meant well, but the most nearsighted thing in the Corps, I swear. He would walk into walls, knock over tables, mistake apprentices for rancor beasts, that sort of thing.
That is very
And he was
nearsighted.
too proud to submit to proper treatment. Some used to counsel him and urge to use the Force, Master Hortath. Allow the Force to see for you. But he refused to believe that his eyes were failing. He simply squinted more and more as the years went on, the other Jedi resignedly passing it off as the amusing quirk of a compassionate old man.
Go on.
So, one day a young Padawan meets Master Hortath in the courtyard and, not knowing of his blindness, asks him for directions to the council. Quite sure of himself, Hortath gave the lad directions, which happened to lead back outside and away from the Enclave. The Padawan is confused, naturally, and he asks if Master Hortath is sure, and of course Master Hortath says that he is. The Padawan suggests that perhaps he should ask someone else, but the proud Hortath now feels insulted. He tells the Padawan to take the route he prescribed and no other. Rather dejectedly, the Padawan did as he was told, and so ended up leaving the Jedi Order forever. It was decided that the boy's fate was to leave the Order anyway, though whether that was out of respect for Hortath or because the boy went on to something else, well, we'll never know.
So you knew this Master Hortath, or the Padawan?
No, both of them were from before my time. Well before the Sith Wars, even.
I don't understand.
The tale is about blindness, and I thought the point was clear. At any rate, you think about it. You're the one who asked why the Jedi left me, remember? Now let's get going. My feet are itching for a good run.
I thought you were old. Thought old people's feet didn't itch for good runs. Just saying. I was originally just going to talk to Hani since she wasn't in the team meeting for whatever reason. Then I also wanted to see if Jolie had anything else to say since apparently he knew. No, I'm not going to stop mentioning that for a while.
Hey there, what can I do for you?
Apparently Mission is my BFF. I just wanted to talk about me being Revan.
It seems to me that if you don't really remember anything about being Revan, then it doesn't really matter anymore. You are who you are now, right?
So it doesn't bother you at all?
I don't see the Sith Lord standing here. I see a friend who's been with us through thick and thin. Remember, Malak's the one who tried to destroy Terrace.
Thanks, Mission. How do you feel about me being Revan? You rescued me from the Gomorian slavers. It does not matter to me if you are called Nadai Sankari or Revan. I have sworn a life debt to you. I will stay with you to the end, Nadai Sankari, and I will judge you on your actions as I see them, not on a history I have never known. Appreciate you too, Big Z. One more. Undoubtedly not quite as pleasant.
Yes, what's on your mind?
We need to talk about me being Darth Revan.
If you're ready to talk, then yes. So am I.
And?
I can't hate you. I tried. I wanted to hold you responsible for all the things you've done for my wife, for Telos, for Dustil. But I can't.
Why can't you?
I got the revenge I always wanted when Saul died. But it hasn't brought me the peace that I thought it would. Despite whatever part of Revan is inside you, the darkness that must surely be there, it isn't who you are. That's why I can't hate you, why I don't want any more revenge. You don't have to be Revan. You can be so much more. Whatever the Jedi did to you, they gave you that chance. Whatever's happened up until this point, there's going to come a time very soon where you're going to have to make a choice, and there won't be any turning back.
Take it back. This isn't nearly as unpleasant a conversation as I thought it was going to be. If I make the wrong choice?
Well, then I hope I can save you from yourself.